Hey, today's the day.
Can I get my music recorder?
Yep. We are heading to our Tuesday morning breakfast business meeting right now. I met with Eden this morning. She's going through some transitions. I don't know what to call it. Maybe like teenager stuff. She used to be this like super compliant, quiet kid. And it always made me a little bit nervous because I never knew what was inside. Well, what's inside is coming outside. And it's not always quiet, which seems inconvenient at first, but we would actually prefer it because we would rather our kids be real. Intimacy is not always more simple or easy. It's like I tell Cammie, I'm like, do you want to have sex with me? I'm like, and she's like, do you want to know the truth? I'm like, as long as it's yes. Sometimes we just want people to fit our image of them, but with our kids it's hard. She was sharing with me about how she was stressed out about various things, and I noticed that as a dad, my initial reaction is thank your kid. Like, you know, she was stressed out about the bathroom not being clean, and about someone's birthday coming up, and about having to write a letter and homework, which we don't even enforce really. So I was like, one side of me is like, that stuff doesn't seem that important, but I actually believe that for a child or any person, we all deal with different stresses.
Whether they're self-induced or other-induced.
And just because it's not the same stress I deal with, doesn't make it not important. In fact, when you're a kid, it's like your entire world, and it seems really scary. And a lot of that I've learned from Mr. Rogers. He has helped me get back in the mode of a child and help remember how scary things are for kids who don't know that there's reality outside of those things. Yeah. So it was good just to listen.
It's easy to discount my kids' emotions and their stressors. I want us to just be like, look kid, look at what I got, you know. But they don't know what I got, and they're not me, and they're not 36, they're 13. The stuff that they're going through is just as real to them as the stuff I'm going through is real to me.
We're still trying to figure out this whole financial comment situation that we got ourselves involved in. There's a lot of fireworks on the video we posted yesterday. We need your help.
Oh, we need your help.
Something like that. Some people are saying, you need to tell us where the money's gonna go. You need to be more transparent. We've been very transparent to a point where we've shared some pretty major financial moves that we've made. So instead of being $150, it's like $100, but you don't know. It's like the lottery. It was $70, which we just lost $200,000
on gasoline,
on lodging. But for $560,
for which we run.
The comment we hear from most people is, you guys are so transparent, you share a ton of stuff.
Which I think backfired because I think a lot of people, because of our transparency, a lot of people have felt that we're financially stable, so why would we even ask for this money?
Which makes me think that it's something else, that there's some other issue. Some people have said we didn't communicate in the best way. Sorry. We've never done this before, and our entire vlog, we're figuring this out. But it actually makes me think there's something else going on, because what I really hear more than anything is, this is weird, but people are almost offended that we're asking anyone, not even them. That's where it feels weird. It's like, they're not only saying, I'm not gonna give, we're fine with that, but they're saying, you shouldn't ask anyone.
Mm-hmm. They're taking responsibility for all of YouTube viewers and not just themselves.
That's a big responsibility. I have this feeling that people are making assumptions about our financial state based upon our lifestyle. More specifically, I think people think that we live the lifestyle we have because of the amount of money we have, and we have a lot of money. That's the assumption. And I can understand that, but this is actually really important. So I want to tell a couple stories. The first one is the last job I had was when we first got married. I was working at Red Robin, making literally minimum wage. I got tips, but I was making minimum wage. Actually, I was getting paid 25 cents more because I was training other servers. And our family was in this situation. We had our first child, Dove, and we felt like we should bike across the country. So we decided to take the summer to do it. I went to my boss at Red Robin. I said, hey, can I take 3 months off? And they said no. So I said, okay, well, I quit. You can hire me when we get back if you want. And we dropped everything, flew across the country with 2 bikes and 1 child, and we started biking across. We were on welfare at the time. We flew with peanut butter just to eat because we only had $10 a day for the 3 of us, and tuna. We only had $10 a day to live off of for everything. Now, if you just heard that some guy was biking across the country with his child, you might think, oh, that guy's rich. He's loaded. He doesn't have to work. I can't do that because he has all these opportunities that I don't have. But really, we were broke. We did have enough money for a return plane ticket, which we actually ended up using because we got hit by a car. That's another story. I've actually written a whole book about this. If I can find it, I'll post it in the description below. I don't know where it is though. The reason why that story is important though, I don't know what's going on here, is because it was very formative in our early years of deciding how does money fit into our decision-making process. We made that decision not because it was the most financially responsible, not because it was stable, not because we saw other people doing it, but because we felt like it was the best thing for our family. And I want to contrast that with another story. Fast forward 10 years, and I had stumbled into some business success, and I'm making more than $1 million a year, and my life was a wreck. I mean, this is only 5 years ago, you guys. Like, this is not a long time. But I was the fattest I'd ever been. I was constantly stressed out. I felt like I needed a massage every week just because my back, I couldn't sit.
I think we were getting so much money that we lost sight of what we really cared about.
I was having a personal assistant play tennis with my kids because I didn't have time.
I think you can be controlled by money, whether you're poor, rich, or somewhere in between.
And now I'm making $1 million and I'm hanging out with all these millionaires and I look at their lives, you guys. That's when I realized I don't want to be what these people are. I had something that I thought that I wanted and I realized I didn't really want it.
When we became wealthier, we were forced to deal with these questions of how important is money? How is money defining us? When we were poor, I think we thrived more in that, and we weren't having to face those questions as much. I see it as a gift that we became a millionaire, then got fat, all those things that year. Not because we were making money, but because it forced us to deal with what was going on inside of us. What did we really believe about money? What were the lies that we were believing about money, about ourselves in relation to money?
4 years ago, we moved here. We lived in that apartment right there. It was the middle story, and it's 1 bedroom. So all of our kids and us lived in this 1-bedroom apartment. We lived there for 8 months. And it was in this time period that we did a complete reset of our lives. We started paying off debt. We started examining contentment and deciding instead of just constantly growing and trying to get to the next stage financially, which is what our entire life had been about beforehand, especially once I got into the business world, we were like, you know what? We're just gonna stop and we're gonna try and be happy with where we're at.
A lot of what you're seeing in our life, if you're thinking, man, they live comfortably, or man, they're not controlled by money because they have money, That's not true. We're not controlled by money because we've dealt with these things. We paid off debt. We believed in something bigger than having money.
Oh, you're over there. Oh, vlogging coordination fail. So why are we talking about all this? Why are we spending so much time on money? Is it because we just want you guys to donate more on Patreon? No. That's a waste of our time. And we're not very good at asking for money, as it turns out. But this is really important to us. In fact, it's one of the main reasons why we started the vlog. We feel like money is a huge factor for family. Most of you guys that talk about how little you have in your bank account, hey dog, no. Hey, don't hit the camera, come on. Hey, go away. Okay. How little you have in your bank account, how much you work, these are all issues that have an impact on family. So we want to talk about money, more than ever in fact, and we have plans to.
And this has actually been a cool opportunity. Us asking for money has really made a lot of these issues come to surface.
And I think our family, we generally live in the 1%. We lived in the 1% on the poverty level. We were told for the first 5 years of our marriage we were in poverty, even though it didn't feel like it. We didn't even know that. And for a lot of our marriage, or 5 years probably, we were in the 1% of the high income level. This is what I've seen a lot of. When you are saying the reason why you're not living your dream life is because of money, it's an excuse to not live the way that you're supposed to this week. When you're always thinking, oh, if I had blank, then I would blank.
Guess what? You're never gonna get there because a lot of that is in your head.
It's usually not about money. Now, there's a few people who are watching this who are probably the exception. But if you have internet access, and if you have either air conditioning or heat, you are in the 1% of world history of comfort and luxury. So no one watching this is starving. If you are, get rid of your internet and buy food. Or you can come to our house. We'll help you out if you're starving. Come to the fall feast.
We'll give you some peanut butter and tuna fish.
But because people legitimately think that it's money, it gives us all an excuse to not do the things that we should be doing this week. And when I had $1 million, there was stuff I thought, oh, when I have $10 million, that's what I'm gonna do. And I know that sounds ridiculous to you guys, but I mean, $100, $1,000, $10,000, we're all doing great right now. We all have food. So this is what our family has learned. This is the biggest thing that we have that allows us the freedom to live the lifestyle that you guys see, is we have learned to be content in any circumstance, whether it's a little bit of money or a lot of money. And I actually wanted to die in Africa in a third world country. That was my goal. That was what I pitched to Cami when we got married. And for the first 2 years, we didn't even sleep on a bed because that was my preference. So living a lavish lifestyle is more difficult for me than that other side. And some of you guys might relate to that. But I'm content now, too. And it's been harder for me to learn to be content here. But with wherever we're at right now, and what we want you guys to consider is it possible for you guys to be content where you're at right now? And stop thinking about the future. And check this out. 2 more people donated on Patreon overnight. Jeff and Christina. $20 a month. All that just for that. Totally worth it. Thank you guys so much for taking that risk and supporting us and voting with your influence for what you guys see in these vlogs.
Ben's mom teaches the kids science, which I think is really cool because she has a passion for it. So once a week, she teaches them, and she's teaching them biology. They're studying about spider webs.
Okay, we will go look at the geometric spider web.
Geometry spider web?
Okay, so
They're looking for spider webs.
spiders of the same.
Here it comes. Great, thank you.
Have a good one.
All right, I think this is it, 7. What is this?
It's my music recorder from my mom and dad for my birthday. Oh, is this it?
There it is.
Wow, this is so small. Wow. They're like, wow. It's tiny. Okay, alright. Oh, Ben, he's gonna totally hurt himself. Ben.
Look at the baby.
Dada, no, he's gonna hurt himself. Oh, he did it. He doesn't know how to get down, though. That's the thing. He doesn't know how to get down. Oh, you're so excited.
This is very dramatic. She wanted to stop him. What's going on over here? What's going on?
Are you crying?
Oh, no, I just was sweating. I thought he was gonna fall.
What were you doing? What are you thinking?
I almost saved him because I think he's gonna really hurt himself, but I was wrong. He might still hurt himself, but he made it. He just has no idea how to get down.
He doesn't want to get down. He wants to go up.
Yeah, he's stuck.
Well,
Well, there you go, buddy.
he got unstuck.
Oh, you were so smart. Good job, bud.
Now we're ready to go back up.
We need to get new running shoes for Memory. So she had to use these sandals, but those sandals didn't work out either. So now she's just running barefoot. We finished. That run was a little bit rough between kids that didn't want to take care of their dogs and kids who tripped and fell and hurt themselves. But it happens, and I'm glad we still went out there. I really like the sound and stuff on it though.
These things, you have to watch out not to hit your head on them. We're heading to my parents' house for dinner. See, look. There's more. My mom plants them like right above the path. See, like there's all this, and then there's the path. Bam!
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Hot stickers. Hey Ben.
Hey, what?
Sorry, I didn't put the green onion in the mixing, but if you put in the hot tea, it will be cooking in a second.
Ooh, these look good. Look what my mom made. It is time for Tattoo Tuesday.
How are you? How are you?
we are going in chronological order. I think the last tattoo we talked about was this guy here. And then 5 years passed and I was married and we were super broke. So I didn't get any tattoos. And I wasn't sure if married people were supposed to get tattoos. But in 2005, I took Cami on a surprise trip to Hawaii with some friends of ours for our 5-year anniversary. And while we were there, we walked into a tattoo shop and we were like, you know what, we should get tattoos on this trip. So we waited till the last day because you're not supposed to get salt water in the tattoo. Up until that point, all my tattoos had been highly religious symbols, you know, like a fish and a cross and a dove. I think some of what was like changing on the inside of me, well, let's just get, this is the tattoo right here. Okay, I'm gonna just show it. Can you see that? So it's a heart with a dagger through it with a banner and roses and sparrows and clouds. I just told the guy, I want everything traditional as possible, just slam it into the tattoo and let's put Cami's name on it. Up until this point, all my tattoos have been highly religious, symbolic. And that was really important to me, but I think that was really symbolic of where I was at. I remember in Bible college, I had this professor and he said that Christian is a good term for people. It's like a noun, but it's a terrible adjective. Is that the right word to describe things? So there's Christian music and Christian art. But he said, what music is Christian? Is instrumental music Christian that's written by a Christian? And the point of what he was making was that we are obsessed, the Christian culture is obsessed with like creating this own culture of officially approved, stamped symbols and doesn't look at the heart behind things very well. I think that was his point. So for me, this tattoo was representative of me leaving just the hard and fast rigidity of Christian culture. I don't think I could have got this tattoo when I was 18 because I didn't think it had enough meaning. Like to me, it had to be a cross or a fish or a dove to have meaning. Those were the only things that had meaning. But this was symbolic of my relationship with Cami for 5 years. And it was telling a broader story on my body that I felt like God was totally behind. At the time, here's the funny thing. This tattoo seemed huge. I remember it was like the only thing on my body, on my upper body, and it seemed like really massive because it was like the only thing on my shoulder. I don't regret it at all. In fact, I'm really glad because I think it was symbolic of me maturing in my faith to look beyond just the surface. That's it. Time for story time.
He said, am I a dead dog's head in Israel? And he traded sides and went to David, went over and made peace with David. He was going to bring over Israel, unite the kingdom, but Joab went ahead and killed him. You guys remember that? That's what happened last time? So Joab killed Abner. Also, another thing that happened last week was some dudes, or a dude came to David, and what news did he have about Saul and Jonathan?
Guys are going outside, ladies are making some cookies.
And popcorn.
They're little monkeys. They can show you that what you're playing.
That not cookies, just
Guys are
cookie
going
dough.
outside. Here you go.
Not cookies, just cookie dough.
And then you melt the cookie dough just a little bit.
Women and children, stay inside. Goodbye. You guys, I have no idea what happened with this 23-minute vlog. This was just a crazy day with so much to talk about, so I don't think they're all going to be this long, but some of you asked for it. Here it is. Sorry. You're welcome. For the rest of you, things will be back to normal soon, I think. If you want to donate to Patreon, that's the only way this channel gets funded. I'm going to put the link below and in the YouTube description. Thank you so much for those of you who have contributed. I think we're up to $80 a month already. That's amazing. See you guys.